Greetings, fellow travelers. The Outer Banks of North Carolina isn't just about beaches and summer rentals. Beneath the salt air and sea oats, there's a food culture that's raw, unpolished, and honest. It's shrimp pulled from local waters, biscuits that fuel fishermen at dawn, and plates that tell the story of generations who've worked and lived by the tides. In this review, we're diving into 5 local restaurants that capture the real flavor of the Outer Banks. Not the glossy brochure version, but the kind that sticks with you long after the sand is gone from your shoes. Here, the food isn't about fine dining or white tablecloths. It's about heart, survival, and flavor born from the sea. The kind of places where you wipe your hands on a paper towel, order a beer in a plastic cup, and eat something so fresh it barely needed a menu. These are 5 of our favorite places. For videos like this and others, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. The road is calling, and Wanderlust is our compass. Enjoy the ride. First stop, Biscuits N Porn, a gas station with a name that makes you do a double take, but everyone on the Outer Banks knows it's where you go for breakfast that actually matters. We went with the traditional Southern comfort fare, a chicken and cheese biscuit and a bacon, egg, and cheese. These are Eastern North Carolina style biscuits, dense, salty, a little crumbly, with that slab of melted cheese baked right across the top. No frills, no polish, just food that does the job and tastes like the South. The chicken's crispy, the bacon's greasy in the best way, and the whole thing feels like fuel for a day when the ocean decides the schedule. It's not about the name, it's not about the setting. It's about biscuits that hit you the way they're supposed to. Fast, hot, and just messy enough to remind you that you're alive. Next up, Awful Arthur's Oyster Bar, a true Outer Banks landmark. Open since the early 80s, this place has become something of an institution, known for being the first oyster bar on the Outer Banks. It's loud, it's casual, it's a little rough around the edges, but that's exactly what makes it right. Awful Arthur's feels like the Outer Banks distilled into a bar stool, paired with some of the best and freshest food around. We started the way you should, with half a dozen raw oysters, briny and cold, like swallowing the ocean itself. They don't mess around here. Just a squeeze of lemon, maybe a dab of cocktail sauce, and you've got the taste of the banks in its purest form. For the main event, we kept it classic. Fried fish and fried shrimp. The batter is light, not greasy, and the seafood underneath is fresh, sweet, and exactly what you want after a day on the water. This isn't reinventing the wheel. It's the Outer Banks on a plate. Simple, unapologetic, and damn satisfying. Next up was Austin Fish Company, a Kill Devil Hills staple that's been serving fresh-caught Outer Banks seafood for decades. This place is the definition of no-frills seafood. Think weathered wood, stainless steel counters, and the smell of the ocean in the air. The fish comes straight from the dock, the kind of freshness you can taste in every bite. Locals line up early for lunch, and tourists quickly figure out why. We went for the fried grouper sandwich, a classic OBX favorite. Thick, meaty filet, lightly battered and fried golden. Flaky on the inside with just the right crunch outside. Served on a soft, lightly toasted bun, it practically drips in your hands, but you don't care because it's that good. Add a squeeze of lemon or a touch of hot sauce, and it's the ocean in sandwich form. Austin Fish Company isn't about fancy plating or trendy decor. It's about honesty. Fresh fish, fast service, and flavors that remind you that the Outer Banks has been feeding people like this for generations. After a quick ferry ride from Hatteras, we rolled onto Ocracoke Island, home to the Ocracoke Oyster Company. There's something about stepping off a ferry onto a tiny island that immediately slows time. The air smells like salt and freedom, and the pace is just different. We started with a few local lagers from 1718 Brewing Company. Smooth, cold, and exactly what you want while staring at the water and letting the island vibe settle in. Once we were properly settled, we dug into fresh steamed shrimp, plump and perfectly seasoned, followed by their signature crab cake sandwich. Crispy on the outside, tender and packed with sweet local crab on the inside. Every bite tastes like the water surrounding the island. This is the kind of place that reminds you why you travel for food. Small, local, authentic, utterly satisfying, and beloved by locals who've been coming here for years. Our final stop brings us to 1718 Brewing Company on Ocracoke Island, a local favorite in the heart of the island's craft beer scene. Stepping inside, you immediately feel the island vibe, laid back, welcoming, and full of people who know each other by name. Locals flock here after a day on the water or a stroll through the village, grabbing pints, sharing stories, and soaking in the relaxed energy. We sampled a flight of their beers, crispy lagers, hoppy IPAs, and smooth stouts, all brewed right on the island with care and local inspiration. Each sip tastes like the island itself, unpretentious, honest, and full of character. 1718 Brewing isn't just about the beer, it's about the community, the people, and the sense of place only Ocracoke can offer. It's beloved by locals for a reason, and after a day of exploring the island, it's the perfect way to cap off the adventure. The Outer Banks isn't just about sand and surf. It's a place where food tells the story of the coast, the people, and the tides that shape their lives. From biscuits in a gas station to oysters on ice and pints brewed on an island, these 5 stops prove that real flavor doesn't need polish, it just needs honesty. And here you'll find it in every bite, every pint, and every story shared across the table. If you enjoyed this food journey through the Outer Banks, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next adventure. Every stop we make is another chapter in the story of the road, and we'd love for you to ride along with us. Drop a comment and tell us your favorite OBX spot. We're always looking for the next hidden gem. The road is calling, fellow travelers, and Wanderlust is our compass. Until next time, enjoy the ride.